Hey, we're realtors here in Texas. Today we want to talk to you about something really, really important. The most common real estate scams and how to avoid them.
Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, you have to be very aware of the common scams that are in the market, and they could cost you big time.
There's some bad ones.
Really bad. We've seen one firsthand in our business. So today we're going to share with you the most common scams and how to protect yourself from them. And we're going to dig into all that fun information
right now.
If this is your first time in channel, welcome. Please remember to subscribe, tap the bell, and you'll be the first to receive notifications of the changing market in and around San Antonio.
We're Brian and Brenda Jones, the proud owners of Lone Star Home Realty. We get calls from people all the time wanting to know what's going on here in San Antonio. So if you're moving in 3 days, 3 years, never. Just give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. Just set up a Zoom and we'd be more than happy to make this a meaningful time for you.
All of our information is in the box below. You can call us, text us, email, or like Brian said, schedule a Zoom. We would love to chat with you and help you make a smooth move to the San Antonio area.
Real estate scams.
Let's dig into this scary topic because it's real and it's serious.
It can cost you some big, big bucks.
Yeah. Okay. What is the biggest, most devastating scam that's out there?
Well,
it's very big.
It is very big and it's starting to get some competition. And that's wire fraud scams. They're one of the most devastating scams in real estate.
Yeah. That usually happens during the closing process. Normally, this is when all the money is being transferred back and forth amongst the buyer, seller, and the title company.
Think about it, guys. You found your dream home, and this is the house that you want to live in for the next 5 to 10 years, or maybe it's your forever home. And you're got everything in line. You're going to the closing table. You wired the funds to the title company. You get there, and the escrow officer, the closer, notary asks, "When are we going to wire the funds?" Or, "Do you have a check for the funds, for the closing funds?" And you're just devastated.
God. I can't even imagine.
Devastated because
it's big dollars.
And we're talking, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
So how does it work? How does that go about happening?
So hackers monitor email exchanges and send fake wiring instructions at the last minute. Buyers think everything's legitimate, wires the money to a scammer's account, thinking it's the closing company or the title company. Once the money's gone, guys, it's gone. It is almost impossible to recover. This has been much more common as more transactions happen online. And almost every transaction happens online these days.
So how do you protect yourself? The biggest thing is before you wire anything at all, contact the title company.
Call them.
You call them. Don't trust an email that came from them. Don't trust a document that you found or printed out somewhere along the line. Just call them, confirm the information with the title company.
We have been realtors for a number of years, and we have never, ever given closing or wiring instructions to any buyer or seller.
Yeah.
At
anybody.
All. Period.
So, and be careful, because if you get a last minute change or somebody's pressuring you to hurry up, you've got to hurry up and send this. Those are warning signs, big warning signs. And make sure you use encrypted email services when you're sharing your sensitive data, because you don't want anybody just snagging that from the regular communications that you have.
And just be very, very careful. Like Brenda said, call the title company.
Call your lender.
Call the lender. Make sure you're getting the right numbers and it's going to the right account, and verify, because otherwise it could be.
It has happened.
It has happened
a lot, where you get in and you have literally transferred your life savings.
Literally.
It's gone. And there's nothing you can do to get it back.
So the next scam that is in close competition with the wire fraud scam is fake listings and rental scams. And guys, we've had We've
dealt with this one too.
We've dealt with this one up close and personal.
Yeah.
So fake listings. Let's start with fake listings first. So what they do is they will call unsuspecting realtors. They'll get on Zillow, they'll get on Realtor.com, and they'll find the realtor's profile. They'll call the realtor and they'll say, I want to sell my property. Typically it's vacant land that nobody's living on, and the landowner probably hasn't seen it in a long time, years maybe. They've found this vacant land and they're calling this realtor and they're saying, I want to sell this vacant land. And you say, well, okay, well, let's talk about that and see how we can help you. Just like a realtor always wants to be helpful. So down the line, they'll start doing their due diligence on this and find that the person wanting to sell this property doesn't own the property. And so if they don't own the property, they can't sell the property. But guess what? A lot of times these fake land deals make it to the closing table and
go through.
According
to title, they've actually gone through.
Yes, and the buyers on the other end are the ones out the money.
Yeah.
Because they've bought this land typically at a cheap rate, at a really, really, really good price. The one that we were dealing with, the land was probably worth about $500,000 or $600,000, and the scammer didn't want to go over $300,000. Why? Because they want it done fast.
They want it fast. We got to sell it fast.
They want to sell it fast. They need the money now.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you all kinds of sad stories about they got somebody in the hospital. They need to get paid. Medical bills, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all BS.
And in our case, when we started asking questions about the property, they didn't have answers. We drove out to the property and we asked more questions and they didn't have answers. And it was like, this is not making sense. So we actually contacted the owner, and the owner was in complete shock. She was a widower and lived on the property, and she lived on the property right next to it and had another lot next to it. She had no idea this was even happening. So it's very, very scary what they're doing and how they're finding all of these empty lots. I don't know the history of what they're doing to find it, but
well, the landowner, the widow, was very, very happy that we called.
Yeah.
And told her what was going on. That could be, if you're a buyer and you're looking for vacant land,
be cautious that it's like, oh, that's really cheap. That's
be
a
cautious.
great
Yeah.
Another thing that they do though is that they will post a home for sale. They'll get legitimate pictures from Zillow or the online listings and create their own listing, and they'll put it on like Craigslist or Facebook that this property is for sale, and they'll sell it out, and the buyer again is out the money because that's not being sold by the homeowner. It's not selling it, or they're not selling it in that form.
So a great way to find those guys is when you're on Zillow and you see these, what we call fake listings, go down on the right side of the Zillow listing and look for the source. There's always a source of where this information is coming from. If it's not an MLS, it's probably a fake list, or it could be a for sale by owner. But those are becoming more and more rare. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the rental scams. So again,
those are big too.
The scammers will post homes for rent. They're not for rent. They may be already rented, or they have nothing to do. They're not going to be rented, but they'll post these homes for rent, and they're looking for people to put up fees, application fees, and deposits. And it's all about getting that initial payment.
And fast. You have to hurry up.
Yeah. If you don't get this now, you won't get it at all.
Yeah.
So they're high pressure, and you send them the money, and it's gone. It's gone.
And like Brian said, they have no intention of renting or selling the property. It's all about getting that deposit in from you. So just be cautious.
So never wire money or send deposits before viewing property face to face, in person, and signing a legitimate contract. Now, there's some times when that's not possible, and we get these sometimes where we've
sold properties though where they've never seen it. But if you're doing that, please make sure you're hiring a legitimate agent.
Use a licensed realtor.
Yeah, check their history, check their license, make sure where you're finding the properties to make sure that it truly is a legitimate property for sale.
If you want to do that, go to the Texas Real Estate Commission and look up Lone Star Home Realty. You'll find Brenda and I there.
And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. That's the case with anything and everything. It's too good to be true. It really probably is.
So the next real estate scam is foreclosure relief scams. So these are scams that are heartbreaking because they target homeowners who are already in a tough spot.
Yeah.
They offer to help. The scammers offer to help to prevent foreclosure in exchange for an upfront fee. But once they have your money, they're gone. It's heartbreaking because they're feeding off of somebody who's already in a bad situation.
And they're promising to help you with your lender and making your payment for your mortgage company. Most of the time, they're going to ask you for your private information.
Yep.
Clue number one, if somebody's asking you for your personal financial data or social security numbers, that's clue number one. Do not give it to them, because all they're doing is stealing your money and your personal identity. So just please be careful with that.
So legitimate foreclosure relief programs, guys, will never ask for fees up front. Contact your lender directly or work with the HUD-approved housing counselor if you need help with foreclosure. The scammers are calling you. So if you're having a problem with your mortgage, you need to be making the calls to your lender and be cautious.
And your lender and HUDs, they're going to be contacting you via mail.
Yes.
They're going to be sending you updates. You're behind, those kind of things. So if somebody's calling you to say, hey, I can help you with this foreclosure, run fast and call your mortgage company directly.
Another scam that's real estate scam that's not as common, but it does happen, is the bait and switch mortgages. And that's where buyers are lured in with promises of super low interest rates or no closing costs, only to find out later that the terms have changed.
It's changed at the last minute. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And then most of the time they're going to be high pressuring you to close. Yep. And so you feel really bad. And so you just go along with it. So don't do that. Always ask questions.
Always get the loan terms in writing before going forward.
And talk to a legitimate, reputable mortgage broker.
Yes.
Or the financial institution. You can check them out. You can research them. Don't go with a fly-by-night mortgage company. They're bad. So
guys, this is a major, major purchase. So don't be afraid to ask questions or back out if things don't seem right.
Yeah, if you feel bad, something just makes your gut go, run. You can back out of it. You may lose a little bit, but a little bit is a lot better than a lot. So run when you can.
Here's another real estate scam that has kind of hit the market fairly recently. Yeah. In fact, there's companies that are cottage industries that are popping up in this area. It's deed fraud. And it doesn't happen a whole lot in Texas. I'm not sure exactly which state this is happening a lot in. But deed fraud is when someone forges your signature or impersonates you to transfer your property to themselves or another party.
Yeah.
And the reason that doesn't happen a lot in Texas is because the deeds, they may be online, but they can't be transferred without a real signature. It happens without your knowledge.
Signature.
Yeah, a wet signature. We don't do DocuSign on deeds.
No.
So it happens without your knowledge. And by the time you find out, it's gone.
Or they've sold your property, or they've taken out loans against it, or all kinds of stuff. So, and most of the time they're elderly homeowners that they own multiple properties, or they rent them, or they don't really check the statuses very often. So it's heartbreaking what is going on with that.
So one of the ways to avoid that is to periodically check the status of your property's deed. You can go online and look at the status and make sure it's in your name. Be cautious of unsolicited offers to buy your home, especially if you haven't listed it for sale.
Yeah. Again, all this unsolicited phone call stuff is a warning.
Scam.
Run.
Scam. Use a title company to verify ownership if you're not sure.
Yep, absolutely.
The next one is overpayment scams, and this one is pretty rare. I haven't heard of this one in our area recently, but they typically target sellers. And in this scam, the buyers accidentally sends more money than required for a down payment or purchase. Then they ask you to refund the difference before the original payment clears.
That's a typical scam. Let me give you some money. Oh, I overpaid you, so send it back to me. And then you send them back and the original payment bounces.
So once you refund the overpayment, the initial payment bounces like Brenda said, and you're left without the funds potentially out of pocket.
Yeah.
Never refund overpayments until the original payment has fully cleared your bank.
And work with your bank. I mean, you can talk to them, make sure you get that verified before anything is transferred out. Make sure that money is in your account and has been cleared. There's no hold on it or anything else like that.
And be suspicious of buyers who overpay for no reason. Why are they doing that?
Yeah, because a typical buyer is going to know exactly how much they're going to owe and when they're going to pay it.
So the last one we got for you is one that I guess you could have fake investors, but fake real estate agents is something that apparently happens a lot in some other areas. Again, doesn't happen a lot here in Texas that I'm aware of, but it's people who pretend to be realtors or real estate agents. They don't have to be realtors, they could be real estate agents or investors. They promise quite quick cash offers and amazing deals, but disappear after collecting a deposit or personal information. Some of these scammers are quite convincing, using fake websites, business cards, or even office spaces.
And just because they have a business card, just because they have an office with their name on the door does not make them a real estate agent.
It could be fake.
It's crazy what people will do to get money.
In Texas, verify your agent's license through the Texas Real Estate Commission website. It's very easy to do. It's right there on the front page. Be cautious of any investors who offer cash deals without thoroughly inspecting the property. That's a big one. Avoid working with anyone who asks for personal details or money before seeing the property or signing official documents.
Yeah. So money should never be exchanged until all the contracts have been signed and dated and initialed and sealed with the kiss, and everything else needs to be done in writing before a single dollar is transferred in a real estate transaction. So just be very cautious of anybody strong-arming you or pressuring you to purchase or make a deposit or send money or anything before the contract is legitimately in writing.
Be careful of the people calling you
Yes.
and with these scams, because
unsolicited calls.
And guys, this is just a sample of the potential real estate scams. The scammers know there's like big bucks in real estate transactions, so they're really trying hard, and they're doing a pretty good job in some cases making this happen for them. So it's very important that you know what you're looking for and knowing how to avoid it. So give us a call. We'd be more than happy to help you out with this. And if you're facing this, comment below. Let us know what you think of any of these scams.
If you've run across any of them or been personally involved in any of them, please comment below and let us know.
Let us know how it turned out, and hopefully you didn't lose any money.
Hopefully you're okay.
Yeah. So tap the bell, subscribe. We're a growing channel. We'd love to hear from you. And give us a call to make your next move to San Antonio. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Have a great day.